Welcome everybody to Tribe Daily, Quiet Time in the Morning. This is day 2 of it. The verses we're going to be going through, I would suggest to read along. It helps you keep it in your mind and think about it throughout the day. It's James chapter 2 verses 20 through 26 if you'd like to read along with me. We're going to be answering a few questions today just to get you started, and we're going to hope that God uses this to bring life into your day. So, starting off with verse 20, "But are you willing to recognize, you foolish fellow, that faith without works is useless? Was not Abraham our father justified by works when he offered up Isaac his son on the altar? You see that faith was working with his works, and as a result of the works, faith was perfected. And the scripture was fulfilled, which says, 'And Abraham believed God, and it was reckoned to him as righteousness. And he called the friend of God.' You see that a man is justified by the works, and not by faith alone. In the same way, was not Rahab the harlot also justified by works, when she received the messengers and sent them out by another way? For just as the body without the spirit is dead, so also faith without works is dead." So I'm going to break it down into each verse to answer these 3 questions. What is God teaching us in these specific verses? What should we think, feel, or do in response to these verses? And what's God telling us? And the last question, who can we share this with specifically today? Starting off with verse 20. "But are you willing to recognize, you foolish fellow, that faith without works is useless?" That's very self-explanatory, but it's good to understand that faith without works is not going to help you. If you're not going to show your faith in what you do, you might as well not have the faith. If you're not going to show it to other people that you see in your daily life, you're not going to show it to the people that matter most in the needed times. And headed on to verse 21, "Was not Abraham our father justified by works when he offered up Isaac, his son, on the altar?" That's just an example of how Abraham not only had faith, but he had to show it through his works by offering Isaac up. Thankfully, God spared Isaac's life and was just using that as something to test Abraham, and he sent a ram instead. But he was still showing Abraham that he had to have works based on his faith in order to do it. Verse 22, "You see that faith was working with his works, and as a result of the works, faith was perfected." So they work together, and faith equals works. If you're going to love God, you're going to show it to other people. But they work together as well. So it's not just an equal, but it's an addition too. Verse 23, "And the scripture was fulfilled, which says, 'And Abraham believed God, and it was reckoned to him as righteousness. And he was called the friend of God.' You see that a man is justified by works, not by faith alone." I read verse 23 and 24 just for you guys following along with me. But it's just showing that Abraham fulfilled something that was told that would happen. And he was just following God's plan by doing that, which shows that God has a plan for us every day, for us to show our faith through our works to other people. And then verse 24, "You see that a man is justified by works and not by faith alone." Verse 25, "In the same way was not Rahab the harlot also justified by works when she received the messengers and sent them out another way?" Just another example of people in the Bible that were amazing, using works to justify themselves instead of just faith. Faith without works is useless. Verse 26, the last one, "For just as the body without the spirit is dead, so also is faith without works dead." It's very simple. If your body doesn't have the spirit in it, it's not going to live eternally, and it's going to end up being dead. But faith without works is dead. So, to answer the questions at the beginning, question 1, what is God teaching us in these verses? He's teaching us that if we're not going to show the works of being a Christian, we shouldn't be a Christian. If we're not going to show it to other people in our daily lives, we're not going to be able to show it to the other people that it matters most during those times. The next question, what should we think, feel, or do in response to this? We should show works to everybody we have. Your peers, no matter who it is, show them works. And then the last question, who can we share this with today? We can share this with everybody. Share it with everybody you can. Have a great day.